Peace be with you and welcome to Spiritual Court. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning back, welcome back. If you're returning back, then you already know what to expect here in Spiritual Court. Sometimes we don't know what's going to happen, but we're prepared nonetheless. If you're returning back, guess what? I'm really glad that you came to hang out with me here today. You could be anywhere, okay? But today we're going to shake the table. That's what I just heard. Universe says we out here shaking tables, checking names and shaking tables. That's what I heard. So as we call back our power, purify our energy, you got to remember as you call back your power, you had some really nasty people doing really nasty things with the energy that they were cycling from you. So not only are you calling back your energy, your power, you're purifying that as well, so that your auric field is just a very light, energetic energy, right? It's going with the flow in energy as you call back your power, right? So because you are doing that, you are absolutely shaking tables where your name is being mentioned. You're absolutely shaking people in a shooketh energy by way of shaking up conversations in rooms where maybe you're not even there to speak for yourself. A lot of people talking, a lot of people gawking, a lot of people watching. A lot of them are waiting to see if their spell work is going to backfire or if it has somehow resonated in some form of your life. This is what people are waiting for. I just heard, ¿Qué hora es? Well, we know what time it is. We know what must be done. If you don't know what time it is, I recommend that you start over, okay? Just a suggestion, just a recommendation. The beautiful part about life is that we all have free will, okay? Sometimes I come off like I am the prosecutor, defendant. I'm all of that, but none of really anything. I'm just here to channel the energy. I'm just passing through. Congratulations, we've just been sworn in to Spiritual Court. What is going on, Holy Spirit? What is the deal? Consequences, yeah, I feel this energy. Like I feel like somebody's sitting in their choices, again, free will. We all have free will to do what it is that we want to do, what we can do, what we can't do, what we shall do, what we shan't do. And somebody's sitting in a really bad, nice, when I mean bad, nice, it's a good thing that they're sitting in their own consequences. It's a good thing that they're having to face these bad choices. Somebody played a lot of games in life, a waiting game. They wasted a lot of time and they played a lot of mind games, sending mixed signals, not only just to people, but to the universe. So now the universe is assuring that this person deal with their bullshit, okay? Burned bridges, okay? Lack of trust, disloyal, turned back on. So somebody's turned their back on somebody indefinitely, okay? When you have to set a bridge on fire to light your way, that means that you don't intend to go back over that bridge, right? You got somebody running, okay? Lack of accountability energy, okay? So first card to come out was consequences, okay? Somebody that you left behind, divine collective. Their energy is coming out as somebody who doesn't want to accept their bad choices. Going against the grain. Yeah. Somebody would rather just, deny, make up a lot of excuses. This is what they like to consider an easy escape. Somebody's running from themselves. Somebody's running from them. Yeah. Yeah. You can't hide from yourself because everywhere you go, there you are. You can't hide. It's given the 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords. Yeah. Suffering in silence. I can't make it up. So what is going on in this Gemini energy currently, overall energy? You have people heavily in the dark night of their soul with the mirroring energy of by way of Gemini, the dates, the numerology, systematically, by way of cosmic energy. This shit is mirroring back to people retrograde energy. And these people are running from their own reflections, or what they can't recognize is a reflection of who they truly are. Yeah, it's dangerous. It's like somebody under the illusion, oh, that's not my energy. Oh, that doesn't belong to me. No, there are cases where energy doesn't belong to you. But when you have somebody that is suffering in silence, suffering because of the consequences of bad decisions that they've made over and over and over, and you've walked away from them, you've burned a bridge to light your way, to get away. Somebody's still in this little cycle. Look, they're still chasing something that's not real, okay? Continuous cycles of bad decisions. This says addictions. Somebody's addicted to staying the same. That's what I just heard, afraid to change. So they just stay the same. They just keep making the same decisions expecting that something different is going to transpire. Yeah, this says Archangel Michael, protection from and prevented from evil and harm, divine intervention. A lot of backfire energy right now, y'all. Listen, big tower energy, okay? So you got running, suffering, and silence, consequences, bad decisions. Yeah, somebody's really going through it. I feel like somebody got their destiny back, which was raggedy as hell. You know what this is giving me the feeling of? Whoever I'm talking to, somebody tried to snatch your destiny. You called your power back, right? Whatever they tried to do, you got angels all around you. This is protection. You were prevented from any type of harm. You dodged a tower. You got a lot of divine intervention, okay? Somebody's illusions have been shattered. I feel like this is like you calling back your power, stepping into your destiny, you know, walking in your own shoes, walking in your own gifts. This is like calling your power back, and somebody that did not have an identity is now suffering. They don't even know how to suffer because they have tried to, again, be a reflection of who you are based on who you are in life. Like who you're being required to be, who you are being in life. Somebody was like pretending to be that. Okay. And so now that you are fully engulfed in your own identity, spiritual identity, chosen one, somebody's illusions are shattered. Okay. Yeah. This is like you call back your destiny. Somebody had to go back to their destiny. Ooh. Somebody doesn't like it. Because in their destiny, it's like there's all this weird ass karmic ass debt, things that need to be cleaned up. Somebody's got to break spiritual contracts. Somebody did not want to go back to their rusty, dusty ass life, their rusty, dusty destiny. And not only that, somebody spent a great deal of time inspecting your life so that they could maintain an image that was a reflection of you instead of having to be themselves. But now that you fully call back your power, this person's being thrusted into the dark night of their soul. They don't like their life. Their life is really in shambles. It's shattered. Your energy is not a part of whatever they're seeing. So to see this in real time, to feel it in real time, to imagine their life, they're suffering in silence. This is what happens when you ignore your life, you abandon your life for the hopes that you can take on somebody else's destiny. And then that person starts to walk in their true destiny and they're very spiritually protected. You have to return back not only to your life, but you've lost 10 years by way of spiritual arrested development. You've been too busy, whoever this is, trying to pretend to be a chosen one. Yeah, soulmate. A lot of lovers energy, y'all. So as you mate more with your soul, as you call your soul power back, as you clean up the energy, baby, it's getting hard out here for a vampire. It's getting hard out here for a pimp. When they trying to get the harvest for the rent. They need to harvest. They need to feed. They need to eat. They need energy. Yeah. But now they're going back to fragmented memories in a broken glass. Consequences, bad cycles, suffering in silence, running from themselves, continuous cycles of bad decisions and addictions, broken nightmares and failures. Yeah, look, because you're somewhere mating with your soul. And whatever these bridges were that you had to burn, in that, I'm getting it's a non-existent energy. It's almost as if these things didn't exist. Although they did. But the way you're moving, chosen one, is very protected, as if they didn't exist. I feel like you've processed this, so you can't process it no more. Okay? A lot of talk, a lot of gossip, a lot of I know, she said, he said, they said. You got a lot of people that made bad decisions when it came to you, and they're all sitting up talking. A lot of two-faced energy. A lot of smile in your face. Double life, cheater, backstabber. Sipping that hot gossip. Garbage mouth. Basura tongue. Somebody's got a tongue like a basura. You talk nasty. Rumors, gossip, nosy. You ain't satisfied unless something's happening. You may stop for a minute with your gossip, but then you're at it again. And every time you're on the phone with somebody and it's toxic ass energy, you got to have the last word in. Yeah, you two-faced it. They call your mouth almighty. You got a tongue that's everlasting with venom, venomous tongue. You ain't satisfied again unless something's happening. You're always saying what's going on. Now your image has been shattered. Now you can't feed off of the light. Now you're just out here suffering in silence and running from yourself. And everywhere you go, there you are. Every lie you told, there it is. Oh, now you got to marinate in it. They don't like it. That's not your problem. Those aren't your people. Yeah. These are people that believe that they're cloaked, meaning their intentions are cloaked. But again, these are very transparent situations, y'all. I feel like I'm talking to the divine collective that sees this from a very higher understanding type of, like, this is almost, it's petty intrigue, y'all. When we got to dissect this energy like this, it's really petty intrigue, masked, hiding, concealing, deception, constant cycles of drama, two-faced energy. You got people gossiping with other people that are gossiping with other people who are gossiping with other people. And as soon as they leave the people that they've gossiped with, they turn around and they go find other people and they gossip about the people that they just gossiped with. It's giving that type of energy. Whew. Stagnant, stuck. These are people that are stuck, stagnant. They don't know which way to go. Remember, they've been stripped of your energy. They lack foresight. Hence the fact that they could feel as though they're perishing. They lack vision. Remember, everything was always predicated on what it was that you were doing in an attempt to copy that doppelganger energy, counterfeit energy, and hopefully walk away with a little bit of your essence to go and be a better version of you than you could ever imagine. This is the way these twisted people think. So now you got people hanging out with other people who really don't like the people that they're hanging out with, but they're hanging out together because they all just kind of have something in common. And right now it's suffering the consequences. A liar convinces another liar that they didn't do anything wrong. And so somebody's just really fraternizing with people worse off than them. Okay. A liar's telling another liar, hey, it's not your fault. Don't worry about it. It's not your problem. But they did everything wrong type energy. This is lack of accountability. This is the energy that I feel from whoever these karmic ass people are. Again, ever since the scorpionic full moon, I don't know about y'all, but baby, I have not been the same. And it's for good reasons. I just feel like, I feel like this shit came through like a wrecking ball. I feel like death and judgment collaborated with the liberation of Libran energy, also collaborating with Virgo energy, forcing people to go within. And here comes Gemini communicating the whole thing, known and unknown. Whatever the spiritual agreement is, be it good, bad, or indifferent, that shit is being held accountable, even to the people that don't want to hold themselves accountable. It's like the universe is saying, hey, this belongs to you. They're like, what? No, yeah, we're going to need you to pay the bill on this. We registered your energy as it relates to this, and this one belongs to you. Hold on, wait a minute. Yeah. You got to be held accountable to the energy that you put out. Remember 2, 3, 4, 5 hours of gossip and nasty arguments and all that, trying to project it onto somebody. Yeah, that shit belongs to you. Take that. By any means necessary. These people were gluttons for drama. They were gluttons for catastrophe. They were thirsty for trauma. Tumultuous situation. They got high when they think that something happened to you. They got high. They got happy. They were gleeful. They were gay. They were very, very, high vibrational in a low vibrational world. When they heard that something wrong was going on, look, when they heard that something was happening, this says drowning in over your head, overextended, hitting rock bottom. I can't make it up. These people were happy. It gave them something to talk about. It gave them something to celebrate when they thought that you were down. Chosen one. Okay? So now that's all they're talking about. Now these people are drowning. Now they're in over their head. By any means necessary, they were gluttons for gossip, sipping that hot, nasty, rancid, sour ass, rotten milk ass tea. Did you hear this? Did you hear that? Rumors, gossip, nosy. Suffered in silence now. Big dark night of the soul, y'all. And as you call back your destiny, your power, it absolutely makes everybody return to their seat. Somebody's seat somewhere was neglected. Their life was neglected for so long that they don't even recognize their own life. And it's a lot of misery around it. But they're going to have to work through it like everybody else did. It's time to clean up your own shit. Psychopath energy. I can't make this shit up. Somebody is refusing to live without your energy. They could be trying to attach themselves to you. Psychopath energy, abusive, cunning, unpredictable, conniving, drowning. Somebody is wearing a mask. They feel stuck. Somebody does not want to stop feeding off of your energy, but the universe has put somebody in a position where they're drowning. They can't reach up to grab for your energy. They can't come towards you. They can't throw you a line. They can't try to hook into your energy. Yeah, there's a lot of talk too. This could be covens and stuff. This could be like emergency meetings type as energy. Like, hey, we need to hold a meeting. This shit done backfire real bad type of meeting. Okay? Because remember, a lot of these people, they needed to feed. They needed to harvest enough energy to take you out. So somebody's goal was to siphon your energy and then eliminate you with your own energy. Now they're feeling trapped. Dark night of the soul, y'all. Big 9 of swords, big 8 of swords energy. People being bound to this psychopathic energy, y'all. I'm gonna keep it real. They don't like going back to their own destinies. What's attached to their destinies are demonic forces, dark thinking, nasty energy, which is why they're so desperate for the light. Here you have Archangel Michael. You got fire energy, burning bridges. You're out. You're like, nah, I can't trust that energy. The vibe is off. I'm out. Yeah, you shook your feet. You're like, I'm out. With the soulmate energy, a lot of us are connected to romantic partners and also just soul tribe family. Okay? So in the middle of current energy, what's the vibe? Yeah, oh wow. You got somebody from the past, karmic masculine or feminine, old exes, dead relationships, and old ways. This is like trauma bonding, clingy energy, very insecure. Where you going, what you doing, every 5 minutes type ass energy. Like, get off me, type energy. Like, let me breathe. It's okay. I'm here with you right now. But something's not enough. Somebody's emotional state is so debilitated, they can never get enough attention. That's not healthy. Somebody constantly needs attention. Very clingy energy. Again, this is what somebody's energy is looking like now that you fully pulled back your energy and broken some type of soul tie. You got big masculine energy too. Divine masculine. Emperor energy, authority, discipline, and father figure energy. Big husband energy. A lot of masculines are getting on board, y'all. Tapping in. Manifesting. Yeah, cutting ties. I can't make this up. This is like soul ties being broken, okay? So some of you could feel a lot different. You could feel like, what the hell? Because you literally snatched your soul back from somebody that was trying to bind you to something toxic. You literally cut ties. And this, whatever this tie is, whatever this cord is, it can't be reattached. Hence the fact that the bridges have been burned, right? So this says freedom, stand up, awaken, cutting ties. Yeah, this is like, so if you're feeling different, you're like, yeah, what the hell? I just feel different. You broke a soul tie. For some of you, you were so used to being bound to that psychopathic energy and just dragging that nasty energy wherever you went. Yeah, that shit is broken. So now it's like you mastered the art of war. And it's like, wait, I can put my sword down now? Yeah, you can put your sword down now. These people got to go back to their raggedy ass destinies. You can put your sword down. Look at you. Laughter, joy, peace, happiness. Spirit is saying, put your sword down. It's okay. You fought a good fight. You did good. But you're cutting ties. The energies that no longer belong to you, it's over. So when that cord was cut, it's like lights out ass energy. It's like freeing the soul from bondage. When somebody feels like they want to bind you to their soul because you won't willingly come towards them and violate you spiritually, and then you decide to stand up and live your life and cut the cord, it starves these people out. A lot of these people were family members. Some of these people were people that were the ones closest to you in your inner circle. Blood ties, blood oaths, spiritual contracts that were put in place long before you were born. So if you're feeling different, Lee, it's because you broke a real big toxic ass energy out of your energy. Some of y'all were carrying that energy for so long, like when it was gone, you was like, huh? It's sad, but you got used to the energy. But that was how you transmuted the energy. You surrendered to it. You saw it. You processed it. You alchemized it. And then you turned it into something else. So whatever the intended reason was for somebody attempting to bind themselves to you for toxic reasons, for reasons for wanting to trap you, as they hid behind some type of mask, talking about you behind your back, behind the scenes, they're running from themselves, big coward energy, suffering in silence energy, and they wanted you bound to that psychopathic ass energy. You had gotten used to it, so much so you had starved it to death You ignored it so much so that when you burned this last bridge and the soul tie broke, it was inevitable that you would feel differently. That's a long time to carry a soul tie. You could have prayed about breaking this soul tie for years. Yeah, now that you're setting these good spiritual boundaries. See, what you're realizing is we've all been bitten by a vampire. But how you heal the wounds afterwards absolutely is going to determine how you feel. We've all been in the presence of a narcissist. We've all been in the presence of somebody who was a sociopath, a psychopath. We've all been bitten by a vampire, somebody that came to kill, steal, destroy, take your energy, your money, your time, your life. We've all been bitten. The only thing that makes you different is that you didn't turn into a vampire. You decided to love. You didn't turn into a narcissist. You still believed in love, but you were able to recognize a psychopath, a sociopath when you see it now. Now that the energy's been pulled back, now that we've pulled back our energy, not only pulled back your energy, but purified it. Clarified, purified. Because remember, these people were doing like shit with your energy. It was ridiculous. The things they were doing. So now that you've pulled it back, these people are losing it. You're in this balance, harmony, balance, peace, love, light. You transmuted it. Not only that, you took their power. They gave it to you. But they really needed your power in order to take you out. Ain't that about a bitch? So you're going to use my energy against me? Oh, that's great. Okay. Arrested development. Spiritual court is now in session. Spiritual counsel, legal, lawyers, paperwork. I feel like this is spiritually, but I also feel like some of this is manifesting in the 3D for some of these people. I feel like because your energy is being pulled back off of their life, their situations, their investments, their endeavors, these people are empty. They're like empty cups right now. Okay? So the two-faced energy. Somebody thought they were going to be able to take your energy and run back and go tell this and that. Now they're drowning in whatever this is. Okay? The illusions have been shattered. Somebody wanted to take your identity so much so that you would feel as invisible as they feel in their own life. But now that they're being required to go back to their own destiny, it's a wrap. I feel like a lot of you are going out. I feel like a lot of you are enjoying yourself. You got harmony. You got nightlife. You got dating. You got masculine energy. You got soulmate. You got love affair. You got bridges that are burned behind you. You're amazing. You got Archangel Michael standing in the need of all of this prayer. You can put your sword down. You're laughing, happiness, joy, and healing. You know, sometimes you done fought a battle for so long that when you don't have to fight it, you're like, damn, it ain't nothing to do. I mean, you know, nothing. Like as it relates to fighting, yeah. Because now these people are being forced into the dark night of the soul. Remember, you've called back your destiny. You've called back your energy. You've already broken these soul ties that were absolutely something that had since expired, right? Once you paid the spiritual debt on those soul ties, people wanted to reignite these contracts. That's why they always try to keep a cycle open, right? So that the cycle doesn't close, so that they can still have some type of connection to you. But it's a wrap, honey. When I mean it's a wrap, wrap it up, throw it away, tie it up, burn it, whatever you got to do, baby, it's gone, it's over, it's done and done and done. Okay? So now, everybody's in their rightful place. Hey, how you doing? This is my spot. Hey, how you doing? This is my calling. Hey, how you doing? This is my voice, my face, my energy, my essence, my soul. That's the overall energy. The more you do that, you're standing where you need to be, okay? And that identity is being stripped from people who now have to go and figure out their lives. Because now, return to sender is returning back to your life. So all the destiny swap ass people, okay? You want to know why they've lost so much, why they're in court, why they're doing it, because they got to give back everything. They lost houses, homes. They stole it energetically. So some of them are in the Five of Pentacles. They don't like it. When they return back to their destiny, they had a lot of bad karma racked up. They abandoned their life. They abandoned their essence. So now they got to sit in their essence. Now that they know what it feels like to be in the presence of a real chosen one and just taste a little bit of what that light feels like, They want it. But they have to do the work. Just imagine somebody had destiny swap with somebody for 10 years. They really believed under the illusion that they were you. They really believed, hey, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to do this, and this, and this. They was walking into destiny like, do. Now that you calling all your authenticity back, your ideas, your creativity, something that you can do that nobody else can do. All the things you know how to do. Somebody really believed that they were you. But how they gonna be you when you being you? And how they gonna be you when you're already you? They can be you too. Somebody tried to be you. So now they going back like, who am I? What am I? I don't know, but you're not me and I'm not you. And I'm really glad about that. I hope you figure out who you are. Go negotiate your soul back. Call it back. Holler out to it. Whistle for it and see if it comes back to you. That way you can clean your life up accordingly. Yeah. Somebody is pissed off. They pissed. Remember, the goal was never to do the spiritual work. It was always just to kind of cheat. And, once they had drained you to the point of no return and you being unrecognizable, they figured they'd just go on to somebody else, snatch another destiny. That's how vampires move. But now the rules have changed. They can't feed off of the chosen ones no more. We can smell them. We sniff them out. They smell a certain way. Ethereally, all the clears are kicked in. We know, we see you, right? So now with that being said, everybody's got to be responsible for their own life. You got to hold up your end of the physical bargain. Now listen, these ascensions ain't no joke. Sometimes they hurt just a little bit. Ooh, they hurt, don't they? Ooh, they hurt so good, y'all. When you're going through those transformations, okay? Yeah, metaphysically sometimes, you could be going through physical things, physicalities. Maybe there's certain foods that you can't eat anymore. Maybe you need more water. Maybe you need more rest. Yeah, that's retrograde energy. Maybe, Be sure to check your blood levels. Your blood is your power. There's power in the blood. Power, wonder-working power. Blood. Make sure your iron levels are up. This is the message. This is all ascension energy. So as you ascend to this highest level and you really, really fully answer that call, now that you don't have anybody else pulling at the phone call, you're like, if you don't get out the way, I'm about to take this call. This is from the Most High. Someone's like, no, I'll take it for you. You're like, no, I got it. Thank you. You wouldn't even know how to answer the phone if the Most High was calling me and you picked up. Get out the way. So now they got to go back and figure out who they are. And for some of them, it's a little scary. For some of them, very terrifying. For some of them, I don't know if they're going to make it. Some of these people are contemplating whether or not they're going to make it. But they're really in the dark night of the soul. Probably the worst kind. Because now they're like, whoa, 20 years has gone by. Whoa. Just imagine waking up from a spell 20, 30 years, Yeah. Got to go clean your soul up. Go get your soul cleaned up. If you get it back. If not, you got to just, I don't know. The universe says we'll handle it. The universe got a special place for people that can't get their souls back. Because I don't know how far you would have to go for the universe to say, no, you couldn't get your essence back, or no, you couldn't get your destiny back. Even if it's raggedy. Because a lot of these people are going back to raggedy destinies. They abandoned their destinies. They saw yours and was like, oh, I'm going over here. Well, who's driving your boat? Who's driving your motorcycle in your lane, in your life? Who's walking in your shoes? If you're trying to put your foot in my shoes. Nobody? So your shit was just over there rotten. So when you got to go back to your old life, that shit's just like, there's a lot that needs to be cleaned up, man. Get your shit together. You got a lot of them sitting in their own energy like, this is not my energy. Yeah, it's your energy. It's kind of like that's what was going on when you were trying to steal somebody else's power. So get back over there. Now that we're all in our rightful place and space, and now that we all have a really good understanding, by way of an understanding, everybody should be all good. Answer the call. Clean up your debt. Shout out to the people that are debt-free. Shout out to the people that are debt-free. Shout out to the people that are debt-free. Love you. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace be with you.